Hi everyone. Just wanted to give you all a little update and also tell you about a little experience that we had here in, well, we're in Tulum now, but in Cancun, and hopefully the information that I give you all will help any of you guys who are tourists or traveling to Cancun, will help you guys to avoid situations like what we ended up in. From what I've seen online, this is actually quite a common occurrence, and I have to say for myself and for Jax, can be quite a traumatic experience depending on what type of situation you end up in. It would appear that in Cancun, the police are a bit fucking corrupt, to say the least. And one of their favorite things to do is to target tourists when they're driving and to extort them for money with threats of either being put in prison or God knows what else. But anyway, our experience, 3 times now, we ended up going to an Airbnb, which was more in a local area. First things first is with the Airbnbs, I probably would avoid it unless it's in a very touristy area, and to make sure that the area that they actually say it is actually accurate, because we ended up, which was supposed to be beachfront, by a ferry dock, which is not beachfront. The whole purpose of us being on a beachfront was so I could actually do my morning fasted cardio on the soft sand, which I love to do, and to also be able to get outside and do some fun stuff. The place ended up being nothing like what it was, but anyway, the police in those areas are pretty rampant actually, and we were targeted 3 times by the same police. Now on the 3rd time, so the first experience, we were able to sort of, just get away and, be left alone. We just picked up our rental car and they drove alongside of us, took one look in. When I've got my dark hair and stuff like this, I tend to get mistaken for a local anyway, but they take one look at Jax with his blonde hair and stuff and they're like, tourists. They also know when you're in a rental car. So they pulled up alongside, they were fine, took one look at him and then said to pull over. They then took my driver's license, which they were threatening to not give back, which of course both Jax and I sat there and said, no way, you're not taking our legal documents, our legal identification, this can't be done, we can't get that replaced. We knew what they were up to, and they basically said we need to pay them, it was like about $500 US on the spot, or we needed to go to prison for speeding. I wasn't speeding, this place is crazy, and I was driving like a grandma. They said it was a 45 kilometre zone. We checked that road probably every time we drove down it again, just in case there was some hidden signs or anything, and it is not. It is a 70 kilometre zone, and I think I was driving at about 65.
Even ways, 70?
Pardon?
Even
on ways, which shows you what speed you're supposed to be driving at, actually.
Because it tells you if you're going faster than the speed limit that it's meant to be on, not leaving that.
Are you going to be in the video, or are you going to? Yeah, well, just so I'm not getting cut off and then lose my place. Sorry, people. We both want to explain stuff here. So anyway, we did that. They pulled us up, and this went on for about 20-30 minutes, and I realized, I thought, I've got this account that I haven't used for years that I know is empty. So I said, oh no, I have no money. So I opened this bank account, showed them, and they were like, they realized no money. They said, we're going to give you a warning. This is a one-time warning. So a couple of days later, we're driving along at night and they pull us over again. It's the same cop. And I said to him, you're the same guy that pulled me over the other day, aren't you? And he goes, I gave you a warning. He goes, you're drunk. And I said, I'm not drunk, because I've actually stopped drinking. I'm really proud of myself for that too, by the way. More so for fitness purposes, because I've got to get rid of this extra curve. But anyway, he said that I was drunk. I wasn't. He'd been drinking because we'd been on an excursion.
He said he could smell the alcohol in the car, but I was the only one that had been drinking.
He was the one that had been drinking. I hadn't been drinking. Now, there was no breathalyzer test. There was no anything like that. And I said, no. And he said, you're going to go to prison for at least 72 hours, and then they would see what they would do with us from there. Now, of course, this is a little bit scary and intimidating enough as it is. And I said to him, well, you know that we don't have money. And he just grinned and he goes, well, my another person's coming now and they're going to deal with you. My supervisor's going to come and decide what to do with you. And I was like, well, one, we're not going to prison because God knows what will happen to us there. And if you end up in a Mexican prison, well, fuck knows if you'll ever get out or what they'll do to you. Hate to say that because I do love Mexican people. Some of them we've made some amazing friends here, really trustworthy, really cool. But anyway, another one came up and they had backup and they basically, apparently if I was so drunk, why am I now being made to follow one cop with others behind us with guns on the back of a thing?
Basically, we were 4 minutes away from getting back to the Airbnb.
Which is the same place we were pulled up last time by the same cop.
It was. Then they said, nope, you need to follow us to an ATM where we were escorted. We had to follow the supervisor who was on a motorbike in front of us while we had 2 police officers on quad bikes, all armed with assault rifles, following us from behind. Another 10, 20 minutes away from where we were.
So if I was so drunk, why are they making me drive, you know?
To go to an ATM to go get the money out. First we went into a supermarket and...
We tried to go live, but it cut out, so some of you saw a little bit of the trauma.
Yeah.
Thank you for those of you who checked up on us.
I went in, I tried to explain, to get the translator out and tried to explain to them. The minute that the person who was working there found out that we were being robbed by police, I reckon about 15 people that were all standing around, all 15 Mexican people had all come together and were all apologising.
But they said there's nothing they could do to help.
We're so sorry, what can we do? Literally almost looking, they were so sad, looking so sad, saying, we are so sorry that this is happening.
But anyway, regardless of that, what happened was we then went to another spot because there wasn't enough anything, and they actually physically looked at the account, which definitely had money in, and they proceeded to tell us to withdraw everything that we could get out with the daily limit, and we had to give them all of our money. Which, of course, regardless of what people think, oh, you must have so much money, it wouldn't matter. First of all, we're being robbed, we're being extorted by the police. We have police with guns behind us. No one can help us, no one can do anything. That money is actually for bills. I have family, we're here, we're about to travel again. They left us with nothing, like literally nothing. And they had no care whatsoever that they were doing this, because to them, tourists have money. Americans, no matter what, you all have money, and we want your money, and you have no choice to go to prison. And they know no one wants to go to a Mexican prison, because once you go there, you're surrounded by a group of corrupt police who, God knows what they're going to do to me or him, or if we would get out, if we would be stitched up with something. So yeah, basically one of the things I can say, aside from that horrific experience, I would still come here, I would still travel here, but I would definitely say to people, you need to stay in the tourist zones. If you've got a rental car, be fucking careful. Definitely make sure you have nothing on you whatsoever. I wouldn't even carry cash with you. I would, or take a little bit with you just in case this happens, so you can say this is all I have.
Or have an account that has nothing.
A dummy account that has nothing in it.
Even if you're going to be driving, possibly be prepared. Maybe even have a dash cam. Have a dash cam, film everything, because the thing is, if they're gonna try and say anything that they can to try and get you. If you can prove that you have done nothing, and we were just told by we're staying in a new place now in Tulum, we were just told by the person who's running this place.
Tell them that you want your lawyer.
Tell them immediately, I'm going to call my lawyer, because he said a lot of them don't speak English. They spoke enough English to rob you, but not enough English to understand much else. He said, say that you're going to contact your lawyer. And our local friends here in Mexico have also said, why didn't you call us at the time
we connect the word? They're not going to let you use your phone to go and call somebody to come in and do something. But stay in local areas, in tourist areas, be really careful, and don't go book Airbnbs. And if you do book an Airbnb, You might want to get some updated photos of it and get the reality of what it really is, because most of them are nothing like what they say. Like, we were literally in a trash hole for 2 weeks. But I mean, when we went there, we were going to leave, but we're so soft and fucking whatever that this woman, we felt bad for her because she's a single mum with children and whatnot. And we thought, you know what, we'll just stay here. We can maybe fix a few things to make it more livable, and we will just spend most of our time outside anyway, because the beachfront, there was no beachfront, so maybe we just rented a car and thought we'll just get out every day and get things done, but double check everything. Otherwise, resorts and stuff, cool. We found a really good company that actually has amazing properties, really beautiful, but if I tell you all, then it won't be available when I'm here. Unless you're my friend, then I'll share the information, but they're really nice, they're very helpful. It's almost like a compound. I mean, this place has got walls that are like fucking 12 or 13 feet high with electric fences on the top and spikes on the other side, and it's completely locked in, but it's like its own little, it's like a fortress, but it's its own little beautiful retreat inside.
So we're safe now.
So yeah, but I just want to say to you guys, if you travel here, be fucking careful. This is what's happened to us. It has left us in a bit of a tight situation, because we did spend 2 years of COVID not being able to work. We finally got to USA and had a series of things happen that prevented us from being able to do the work that we needed to do. So we've come here to just, you know, have a nice vacation, for me to get fit again, get my abs back, feel great, feel ready and motivated to go back and go back into the States and shoot some more. I'd definitely come back here again, but I would do things slightly different and make him wear a dark wig when we were driving, and I don't know, a fake beard.
Change my hair,
Spot the tourist.
yeah. Learn more Spanish.
Learn more Spanish.
Learn enough Spanish.
And have a camera going at all times. If you notice a cop pulling you up, get your fucking camera rolling.
Get your camera going immediately and learn enough Spanish, not just to get by with everyday life in Mexico. Learn enough Spanish to try, I don't know, speak to someone that's from here, anything like that. Try to find out how to learn enough to try and help you get out of these situations. It's
actually traumatic. There's all these things that money was allocated for.
Now we're stuffed, so we're trying to fix that up now. But
close to 10K gone. 10K is nothing to some people, but when we haven't been working for a few years because of COVID and looking after, we've got 6 other family members that we try to support, as well as trying to run business, as well as trying to do cool shit, you know, to keep things going, keep things exciting for the fans and whatnot. Oh my God, it's hard, but yeah, we're just getting over the trauma now and going to get back to it. But just be careful out there, guys. Amazing place to come to, but Cancun, those police.
it's all good. We're in a nicer spot now, we're safe, and we're going to be getting straight back to work, which is good. We've already gotten started since we've been here. This is day 2 now in this place.
But all your love and support is appreciated, and if you want to show any extra love, just go to my VIP link in my bio, and that would be really cool.